Hello everybody, this feels very soon to be recording again, but my name is Margaret. You've stopped by my channel by some grace and you're on BookTube. So welcome to the July wrap-up. Now, this is going to be a little bit more difficult than the August TBR because I had a lot of buddy reads this week. 1, 2, 3, 4 buddy reads. You've seen all the discussions already. I can't really go in order because the buddy reads I had this month were all month long. Like, they were organized with other people in a way that we checked in at certain points, and so I had to stretch my usual reading length, which is condensed when I am only reading it for myself, into chapters and like stopping points and report in. And so I don't have a clear vision of any of the order of what I read. It's just like there are little bits of everything all month long for July. So we'll just dive in with the order I wrote it down first. Edwardians. The Edwardians by Vita, Sackville-West. This is a carryover from March of the Moderns. I have had this book for a while and finally got to it because Courtney said, hey, how about that book? Or I said that to her, or anyway, whichever way we started reading, we decided to read this book from 1930, and she was pretty meh about it, is mediocre, and I was it was fair, so I was like a smidge above that. Good for historical fiction lovers, not very satisfying at the end, but it had a recognizable arc, so pretty good job, Vita. Next, we have the Essex Serpent, which I just got off reporting back to my group about. Essex Serpent, I buddy read with Musical Bookworm, Book Bubbler, and Danny Spinelli. Spinelli Speaks. There was lots of hype, so if you're one of the people like me who are afraid of hype, and hype gives you hives like Brittany, then you might be afraid, but I really enjoyed this book. It's a Victorian Gothic, but written in a couple years ago, so it's a modern Victorian Gothic, and it's about a mythological serpent and the people that get pulled into its orbit in Essex. It has beautiful writing, and there's just some lots of questioning going on, and I found that to be beautiful and restful. I don't know if it would have been different if I'd read it very quickly. The ending was a little bit of a disappointment because the whole book was so strong that it sort of went out on a poof instead of a bang, but I enjoyed it all the same. Number 3, we'll go with Minimum Wage Magic by Rachel Aaron. Minimum Wage Magic, I buddy read with, hey y'all, listen up. So we had our discussion offline, and it was a young adult fantasy book, and I really enjoyed it. I liked the magic. Some of it was a bit stereotypical in terms of the cultural appropriation going on, but it was like a fine, adventurous tale, and fun and funny, and we had a good discussion. John and I both liked it. I think I liked it a bit more than he did. Then we have Food of a Younger Land by Mark Kurlansky, and this is a nonfiction. It's basically, he took the project of America Eats from the WPA days in the 1930s when no one had work, and so the government made up work for people so that they didn't starve. And, that applied to writers and journalists of all stripes as well. So we had a writers bureau doing things. First they did travel brochures of visiting places in the U.S., and then they did regional cuisine write-ups, like articles, but they never finished the project because they ran out of money, and so they just had a bunch of scraps, which is what Kurlansky put together and put some commentary on top of and called it a book. I read this with Rosie Cockshett, and we both kind of, it was good. It was up our alley in terms of subject matter, but it could have been done better, so meh. And we both like other Mark Kurlansky books, so this is not his best, but it was interesting in pieces. Then I've got some audiobooks. I listened to The Other Black Girl by Zakia Dalila, and that was fantastic. I have not seen Get Out, but this is sold as Get Out meets, is it Devil Wears Prada or something like that? And I don't know. I don't know if I'd see the movie now. Maybe. I saw another thing on The Take on YouTube that was about elevated horror. And maybe I can do elevated horror, but not like regular horror. Because elevated horror supposedly has something to say. So, what did this have to say? Lots of things, and lots of things that are still churning in my mind. I kind of want to talk to Bree and Shay about this, so we'll see if they end up putting it on their modern classics list, or... That's a spider. That's a really spooky looking spider. Okay. Anyway, so we'll see if I get to talk to them about it next month. Then I've got another audio from Libro.fm, 10,000 Doors of January. I had heard lots of good things about Alex Harrow. Once and Future Witches is another of her books that I am very excited to read. But then someone also said, I didn't know if I wanted to read it because I was told it was similar to, not Night Circus, but Starless Sea. And I'm not sure what the parallels were, but I really liked it. 10,000 Doors is a portal fantasy. It's about a girl growing up in 1890s, 1900s, and she's got a foster father while her father roams the globe. And there's some sort of history she discovers. She finds her family. She finds like the truth about her past, all this kind of stuff. It's pretty typical, but lots of cool twists. And yeah, I like all the layers of different cultural myths that get included. So I really liked it, and I'm looking forward to Once and Future Witches. Then we've got the last two I read, one on Amrita by the Books recommendation. That was Blacksmith Queen by G.A. Aiken. I had a hard time with that. And this one I just got on the spur of the moment because I was in a bookstore, and it was good. It was adventurous. It was very like Legend of Zelda feel. There was lots of rowdy humor and what's the word I'm looking for? Row. Anyway, destructive behavior as well, and blood and guts and big fight scenes and magic and cool stuff. And I was down for it. It was good, but I don't feel the need to continue. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not a series. I'm serious, but I'm not a series person. Who knows? So that was good. And then I also read The Personal Librarian by Marie Benedict and Victoria Christopher Murray. Someone's going to the litter box. And that was great. So I thought I was going to be able to produce a talk with them, and then for the second time, that made me sad. But I did get to read it, and it was a very good book. It was very detailed. It was very period detail rich, early 1900s, and it pretty good time span. It's probably like 10, 15 years of this fictionalized real person who passed as white as the personal librarian of J.P. Morgan. So that was a big deal. There were high stakes, and she definitely gave, the authors definitely gave a good feeling of the high stakes and the constant fear living in that position, kind of like a spy would feel, like living a double life, and the things that you give up in order to gain the things that you win. So there was that sort of pathos to it, but it felt leashed and reined in and very tightly controlled, which is good for writing, but I felt sorry for the character in real life, and the book left me with a feeling of just too tightly controlled. I like a little more rowdy, like Blacksmith Queen. So, but yeah, I think I give 4.25, something like that. So all great reads, all 3 and above. No stinkers this month in July. But as I'm recording this, it's August 1, so I'm going to do a little bit of looking forward because I didn't do any of that for the August TBR. Oh, and Buzzwordathon I didn't get to, the Elizabeth Gilbert book, The Last American Man, so I don't know if I'll be doing that the rest of the year. I've only gotten 5 out of 7 so far, so meh. But I did do pretty well on my non-booktube priorities, which I had for July, which was family time, time outdoors, getting the apartments managed, getting myself trained on managing the apartments, I should say. And so now I know more about plumbing and electric and painting, and I've done it in the recent past, so hopefully it'll stay in there. Although I have been known to brag that my short-term memory is ace and my long-term memory is sucky. And something that Elizabeth Mitchell helped out a lot with is that one of the priorities was getting the Yola app up and running, and that has happened. So if you don't know about it, let me introduce you to Jólabókaflóð PDX. Jólabókaflóð is Icelandic for Yule Book Flood or Christmas Book Flood. We turned it into a festival 3 years ago, and this year is going to be the 4th. We have found a location where it's going to be in person in Portland, which is the PDX part of the festival. And really we're just looking to feature and support and highlight local indie authors in the Pacific Northwest. So you can see our list of authors on our website, jólabókaflóðpdx.com, for the previous years, as well as all of the YouTube talks that we had last year when we couldn't get together and we did virtual book talks instead of being in person. A lot of great authors, a lot of great books, and we're just trying to get authors and readers connected because, who needs middlemen? So we did a lot of talking in the first 6-7 months and sort of got our process up and ready. Applications are open. It's a Google form. If any authors on YouTube want to enter, please do. Again, we're highlighting Pacific Northwest, so that's like including BC, Oregon, Washington, Northern California, Idaho. Hey, hit us up. Let us know what makes you think you're Pacific Northwest, and we'll give you a try. So that happened. It's up and running. And Broadway Babyathon. That was something I did in July that I satisfied all the prompts for. Let's see. Is it here? Yes. So, Broadway Baby, I was on the Hadestown team. Asking for Good Vibes book, that would be Minimum Wage Magic. Asking for dual POVs, I would say Edwardians, because it's not dual timeline, but there's a lot of different points of view, because that was the style back then. Number 3 is a retelling, and that is Food of a Younger Land. If I cheat a little, because that's telling lots of other people's culinary stories, and so I'm going to count that. 4 is an epic journey, and that is definitely true in Blacksmith Queen. She goes on an epic journey to save her family, save the kingdom, who knows. And number 5, an unreliable narrator, I would say The Other Black Girl. And I'll just leave it at that so I don't spoil anything. But so a lot going on in July, a lot of priorities prioritized. And now that it's August, I'm excited to do a little sort of recap of all the stuff that went on in June and July while I was here. And I wasn't doing Friday Lives, so I can share some of the decluttering stuff that I did and any tips that I will pull out of that. Some of the gardening and cooking that I did that I loved and adored, and it's going to be hard to tear myself away from. And some of the books that I bought. So I might do another haul video. I think I've done one when I went to Backstory. So this will be 3 different bookstores in the Central Coast. And I bought a lot of books because I'm not paying for anything else while I'm here with my parents for the summer. So going out and supporting local businesses. So that's coming down the pike, and more Yola news is coming down as well. And I have to say, behind the scenes and on the DL, I just got back from watching a play. The first play I've been to in years that wasn't a Zoom, because I've been to a Zoom play. And it was The Complete Works of William Shakespeare, abridged. And it was at the Slow Rep Theater. And I saw this when I was in high school. That's the first and the last time I saw it. And so I saw it running and I thought, I kind of have to. This whole like full circle thing and coming back to my hometown. So I was super energized when I was walking back, and I feel like this video doesn't get that across, but I sat down to record the video because I had the energy, and I know it's going to be a longer one to edit. So anyway, last summer is when I was thinking, gosh, I wish I could get back in a theater now that I have this time with the pandemic, but no pandemic theater's happening. So I don't know, if you're interested in theater and you have ideas and you want to spitball them, leave a comment, tell me what you're thinking, make me feel less alone in this whole performing arts, like, can we please be ourselves in public spaces again kind of feeling. And if that's not you, that's okay too. The bookish part of me that's introverted wars with the performative part of me that likes to dance and sing and imagine being on stage. It's an interesting world in here, so yeah. Anyway, gotta go pack and leave tomorrow. Thanks for coming by, stopping to watch, comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff. I'll talk to you soon. This Friday for a productivity sprint, and hope you're all doing well, staying safe and masked, and leading your best lives. Love you, bye! This should be... You've seen them all, discussed, and